In criminal courts, insanity is a legal term, not a psychiatric one. When someone commits multiple murders, especially in public places like schools or malls, people often assume the person is crazy. Many such offenders do have histories of mental illness, drug use, and legal trouble. Your text points out that, unlike serial killers, most mass murderers have documented mental illnesses. Common diagnoses include paranoid schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, and severe depression. While many have histories of childhood trauma and violence, few were previously institutionalized. Most had experienced major life stressors before committing the murders. For multiple homicides, the not guilty by reason of insanity, NGRI, defense is sometimes used. Before a trial, courts evaluate the defendant's mental state to determine whether they were legally insane at the time of the crime and how responsible they are for their actions. Legally, insanity refers only to the offender's mental condition at the moment the offense occurred. The Norton rule is frequently used due to its clarity. It holds that to claim insanity, the defendant must have been suffering from a mental defect or disease that prevented them from understanding the nature and quality of the act, or, if they did understand it, from knowing that it was wrong. Today, many courts in the United States, including those in Kentucky, use the Brawner rule, also called the substantial capacity test. This rule blends the Norton standard with the irresistible impulse test, stating that a person is not responsible for criminal conduct if, due to a mental illness or defect, they lacked substantial capacity either to understand the wrongfulness of their actions or to conform their behavior to the law. Another important legal issue is competency to stand trial. This differs from determining criminal responsibility. If a defendant is found incompetent, they cannot be tried, meaning they haven't been found guilty or not guilty. A person's mental state at the time of the crime may be very different from their state during legal proceedings. If declared incompetent, the defendant is typically committed to a mental health facility until medical professionals determine they are competent to proceed. Notably, few serial killers are found incompetent to stand trial. Your text also explains that mental illness is a misleading term, with mental disorder being more accurate. The difference is significant. Illness implies a degenerative condition that might be cured with treatments like medication, electroconvulsive therapy, or even surgery. In contrast, mental disorders are often chronic, not curable, but manageable with ongoing treatment. The severity of the disorder determines the type of care required. The DSM-5 outlines diagnostic criteria to help clinicians understand, treat, and research these disorders. Lastly, your text defines two key terms, psychosis and dissociative disorders. Psychosis is a condition where a person loses touch with reality in specific, identifiable ways. Dissociative disorders involve sudden and usually temporary disruptions in memory, identity, consciousness, or motor functions. Professor Rees and I hope you have a wonderful day.